3, welcome to your maths video for Thursday the 4th of February. This is your video if you're somebody who's got the Year 2 booklet. So make sure you've got your booklet and pencil ready and you are turned to page 18, and make sure you've got your whiteboard and your pen so you can do your working out. Okay, before we get on to the warm up, let me give some shout outs. So well done to Brooke and well done to Charlie. I can see that you're working really hard with your maths every single day and your learning is so accurate. So a big well done to you two. Okay, today's warm up then, to get our brains in gear, is a code breaker. So I've got some yummy treats here, and each treat has got a value. So I've got my lollipop, a cupcake and an apple. I'm just going to scroll down so you can see all of the page, because what you've got to do is you've got to work out the value of each item. So lollipop add lollipop equals 10. Now, those lollipops are exactly the same. So that means that they've got to have the same value. So it's got to be the same number. So something add something equals 10. Ooh, I bet you know what it is. So once you've worked out what the lollipop is, you can draw it on your whiteboard or in your purple book and put the value. Now, once you know what the value of that is, well, lollipop, take away the cupcake equals 4. So you should already know what this is. You've took the cupcake away and you've ended up with 4. So what's the cupcake worth? So now you should have the value of the cupcake. And then you've got cupcake add apple equals 8. So using the value of the cupcake, you add the apple, it's giving you 8. You should be able to work out those values. I can't wait to see who cracks the code and works them out. Okay, so pause the video now, make sure you do your warm up. I will leave that there in case you need to look at it, and then on to today's learning. So looking at our learning objective, it says, can I solve number sentences that are presented in different ways? So we had this learning objective yesterday, but it said, can I begin? So today we're having another look at page 18 and we're going to complete it to solve number sentences that are presented in different ways. So we're going to be adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing. So we've got all 4 operations again today. So we really need to look at each question and work out what we're doing. Are we adding and putting numbers together to make them bigger? Are we subtracting and taking away to make numbers smaller? Are we timesing, so doing lots of? Or are we dividing and sharing? So really paying attention to the operation we're completing. Okay, so today you're going to complete questions 7 to 12 in section A of page 18, and then you'll complete section C as well. So by the end of today's lesson, all of page 18 should be complete. Okay, so here we've got the question, 12 subtract something, subtract 2 equals 8. So we've got another missing number. So my first step is I'm going to look at my operation and I can see that I'm subtracting. And I know when I subtract, the number gets smaller. So we've started with 12. Our answer is 8, so it's gotten smaller. Now, we had a look at one of these questions yesterday, and my top tip was to work backwards. So I've got 8, and the last thing I did was take away 2. Now I want to be able to find out, if I didn't take away 2, what would my answer be? So I want to reverse that, so I need to do the opposite of taking away. I wonder if you can shout out or tell your adult what the opposite of taking away is. Well done if you said adding. So because I took away 2 to get to 8, I'm now going to put 2 back on and add 2 to find out what my answer would have been. So 8 add 2, so 8, 9, 10. So I know, had I not taken away that 2, my answer would be 10. So let's look. 12 subtract something is 10. So what do I need to take away from 12 to get to 10? So 12, 11, 10. Well done if you knew the missing number was 2. So if you've got missing number questions where the missing number's in the middle, remember to work backwards to figure out what it could be. This time then, I've got 45 equals something, add 24. Now, it's another one of these questions where we look at it and think, oh, that's a little bit tricky, because we've got the answer at the beginning. But don't let that trip you up, because that just means something, add 24 equals 45. So it's just presented in a different way. Okay, so I've put 2 numbers together and it's given me 45. I know one of them's 24. So what I need to do to find that missing number is I need to do the inverse, the opposite. So the inverse, or the opposite of addition, is subtraction. So I've added 24 to get to 45. So to figure out what this is, I need to take that 24 away. So I would do 45, and I'm going to use the column method because I've got 2-digit numbers. Subtract 24. So I'm going to take it away. Okay, remember, we always start at the ones. Well done if you said it with me. So 5 subtract 4 is 1. 4 subtract 2 is 2. Well done if you got the answer 21. So that would be our missing number. So to figure out missing numbers, using the inverse or using the opposite can tell us what it is. This time I've got a division question. Remember, when we're dividing, we are grouping or we are sharing. So I've got 16 divided by something equals 8. Now you might just know it, especially if you play TT Rockstars a lot. Okay, but what we can do is we can work out the missing number by using the answer. So 16 divided by something equals 8. So what we can do to find this missing number is work out how many 8s fit into 16, and it will tell us what we've divided by. Now again, if you don't know your 8 times table, use drawing to help you. So I need to figure out how many 8s make 16. So I'm going to do some drawing, making sure I group it into 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that 1 times 8 equals 8. Okay, I'm going to carry on, counting on, making sure I'm drawing directly underneath so I know I've got 8 more. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now I've got 2 lots of 8 equals 16. So I've worked out that 2 lots of 8 is 16. So 16 divided by something is 8. Well done if you've spotted that the missing number is 2. So we worked out that 2 lots of 8 is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. Let's check that, and we can check it by counting in 2s until we get to 16. Okay, and it should leave us with 8. Let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We counted 8 times, so it means we're correct. So make sure you use your times tables and you work out your division number sentence just to check that it's correct. Okay, let's look at this one then. We've got something, subtract 0 equals 42. Now, this is a bit of a trickster question. We often see questions like this and we stumble a little bit and we think, I don't know. And we see the 0 and we don't really understand what we've done. Okay, so let's have a little think about it and have a little chat. So we've got something, take away 0 equals 42. Now, well done if you've spotted already what the answer is. Let's have a real think about it. So you've got a number, you've took nothing away, so you've done nothing to the number, you've took nothing away, and you're left with 42. So that's like, let me tell you a bit of a story with it. I had 42 sweets. I ate none of them. How many sweets did I have? So that makes it really obvious, doesn't it, when you tell it in a story? So my missing number is 42. Well done if you spotted that straight away, because you've took nothing away. You've took 0 away. You haven't changed the number. So the missing number is 42. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is pause the video now and finish section A. So complete questions 7 to 12. For anybody that didn't complete all 6 questions yesterday in section A, make sure you finish them today. And then what you can do is you can play the video where we'll go through some of the questions in section C. Okay, so section A and B should all be completed and you should just have section C to do. So let's look at question 2C. What fraction is 5 cats out of 10 cats? So I've got 5, I'm going to put that number above, out of 10 cats. So when we're doing fractions, our denominator, so our bottom number, is how many we've got all together. So what's the total number of cats we've got? So what is the fraction? What fraction is 5 cats out of 10 cats? How many cats have you got in total? Well done if you said 10. So 10 is the number of cats we've got all together. So that's our denominator. So what fraction is 5 out of 10? So what number do you think is going to go as our numerator? That's how many we've got out of the total. Well done if you knew it was 5. So to put that into a fraction, it's just 5 over 10. So 5 out of 10. Now, you can simplify this fraction, and you might have already noticed a link between 5 and 10. I wonder if you can simplify it by using that link. So we know that double 5 is 10. Well, half of 10 is 5. So how could we simplify that fraction? Can't wait to see if any of you work out the simplified version. Okay, so question 4C. How many is a quarter of 16 dogs? So a quarter, we know, is 1 out of 4. And I've got 16 dogs. Now, to do this mentally, in your head, if we're finding a quarter of something, we're splitting it into 4 equal parts. So I could count in 4s until I get to 16, and that would give me my answer. So that's the method you can use to do it in your head. If you don't know your 4 times tables very well, or that method confuses you, you know how much I love drawing. So I'm going to draw a playpen. There's the playpen for my 16 dogs. Now I need to split it into quarters, and I know That means splitting it into 4 equal parts. So there's my playpen. I now need to share out my 16 dogs into quarters. So I'm going to count to 16, making sure I share equally. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you can use that picture to help you work out what 1 quarter is. Okay, so move on to section C now, and that should be your page complete. I can't wait to see how well you do. Now, I'm sure lots of you have worked out my Code Breaker Challenge warm-up today. I will go through the answers in tomorrow's video. Can't wait to see how you get on. See you tomorrow.